The Mayan people, one angry pagan, shadow eater. Okay, this one. I've had to have a little bit of a think about this. Um, I was originally put onto this by Maximilian Robespierre's video about Marina Parkis going on the defensive, essentially with Angie, with Angela Rayner, and for Angela Rayner, and basically Rayner has sold off his. People are getting accusing Angela Rayner of hypocrisy after selling a council house for profit. So let's go into this. Rayner defends herself after selling council house for profit. Labour's, and this is on Sky News, by the way. This from and Alexandra Rogers. Anyway, Labour's deputy leader and shadow housing secretary defends her criticism of Right to Buy and says the Tories have put the dream of a secure home out of reach for so many, which is fucking true. Labour's Angela Rayner has rejected accusations of hypocrisy after she personally benefited from a housing policy developed by Margaret Thatcher that she has since criticised. Right, okay. Party's deputy leader and shadowing levelling up secretary said she was not ashamed to have bought her council house at a discounted rate in 2007 under the late former Prime Minister's right to buy scheme, despite wanting to review it if her party gets into power in the next election. Right. Just want to, before we get to numbers and such, right? If you can get a house at a discounted price, you're gonna do it. Given the housing situation, what the housing situation's been like for 30, 40 years. Like, so are people not allowed to take any? See, I think it's hypocrisy for people to actually be having a go at her about this, especially Tories. And her wanting to review it if a party gets into power and just Labour get into power, it's good. Now, the whole thing here is that I'll read on. The Labour frontbencher issued the response after the Mail on Sunday revealed she had made a 48.5 grand profit on her ex-council house under Right to Buy, which she has previously criticised, giving some tenants loads and loads of discount. Now, from what I can gather, Angela Rayner didn't get this discount. The newspaper reported Miss Rayner bought her former council house in Stockport. So why did it become former? It wasn't because of Labour. It wasn't because of her. She took advantage of the situation so she could get a home. In Stockport, Greater Manchester, with a £25 discount in 2007. Right. So she got a £25 discount on that, and then she realised the increased return when she sold it at the market rate 8 years later. Okay, so this is apparently hypocrisy for her to go, you know what, that's not actually good for the country. It's possible, it is actually possible for someone to benefit from this and realise, you know what, on the larger scale, that's not a good thing. I don't actually think that's hypocrisy. And, you know, revelation about Miss Rayner's house sale due to be published in Lord Ashcroft's biography of the Labour deputy leader, a Tory lord, a Tory peer, I might add, which is going to be called Red. The book's going to be called Red Queen. Comes after she promised to review the high discounts introduced by the coalition government in 2012. Right, and as well as a review to stop newly built social homes from being sold off. Fucking bang on, right? Just bang on this. Now, I just want to centre in on one bit of this, right? Okay, I'll put the link up in the description to this. These high discounts that people are accusing her of the hypocrisy, right? Because high discounts, right? That was brought in 2012. She bought her house in 2007. Where's the hypocrisy here? Tory MP Mark Jenkinson posted a link of the article on Twitter, or X, and wrote, so Angela Rayner is a massive hypocrite, who knew? But in her own post on the social media platform, Ms. Rayner said that being able to buy her council house in 2007 was a proud moment. So on it, and I'm afraid I can't put it up. Not yet. Anyway, Angie's first response to it, to Mark Jenkinson, Tory MP, was, we've said we will review the unfair additional market discounts of up to 60% that the Tories introduced in 2012, long after I was able to exercise the right to buy at 20%, 25% under the old system. That's not hypocrisy, that's the right thing to do. Yes. And then she followed it up with, but the problem with the right to buy was never ordinary people's dreams of owning their own home. It was that the council housing stock was sold off and then not replaced. It's helped fuel housing prices. She is correct. Now, Labour did not, whilst they did build, they didn't build enough. Nowhere near enough to replace the housing stock. They need to do it this time. Anyway. And she said it was a proud moment for her. Fucking right. She said, I worked hard, saved and bought it by the book. I'm not ashamed, but I am angry that the Tories have since put the dream of a secure home out of reach for so many others. She also added that it's clear that Lord Ashcroft and his friends not only take an unhealthy interest in my family, but want to kick down at people like me who graft hard in tough circumstances to get on in life. I won't let them. Fucking right. Right to buy scheme was brought in by Baroness Thatcher as part of the Housing Act of 1980 and allows council tenants to buy their properties at a big discount. Under the system, councils can only keep a third of the receipts from each sale to build a replacement home, with the rest going to the council and government for other purposes. See, that was a really bad idea. The money for that should have gone back in to making more fucking homes. Councils are also prevented from borrowing to make up the shortfall. Like, in 2012, David Cameron increased discounts offered by the Right to Buy scheme after they reduced by Tony Blair's Labour government in 1997. Reduced. Tony Blair did reduce that discount. Ms Rayner said Labour believed those who live in a council house should have the opportunity to own their own home. Working people should be able to buy the social home they rented for a reasonable discount. Yes. We've said, well, I mean, yeah. We've said we'll review the unfair additional market discounts of up to 60% the Tories introduced in 2012, long after I was able to exercise the right to buy 25% under the old system. That's not hypocrisy, it's the right thing to do, but the right, yeah, basically what I read out in the tweet. In an interview with the I newspaper last year, in which she promises to review right to buy, Miss Rayner said she believed council tenants should be able to purchase their homes through policy. It should be reviewed to ensure it did not have a negative impact on affordable housing. If someone's lived in their property for a long time, they've been paying rent and it's their home, then yes, right to buy it. But that right isn't that you get loads of discounts and we can't replace the stock. Yeah. I don't know what else to say on that. Like, this is really low for the Tory. Like, I mean, it's the Tories, but this is. They can't help but shit on someone who properly built themselves up from nothing, which she did. I don't agree with her on everything, PR, but she's not a bad person, and she's not a hypocrite. Not on that. Not at least not on this front. Not from the evidence. This is ridiculous. And to add to Max's point, getting Marina Parkes for having a go back on national media. Fucking go for it, love. This is ridiculous. I didn't really know anything about. I heard whispers about this, but like Max's video put me onto this, and so I've read up on it myself, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? This really is pathetic from the Tories. It really is. People talk about Labour being pathetic, but this is pathetic. Like, it's not even horrible. Like, this is just pathetic from the Tories. There you go. It shows that they're really running out. They really have run out of ammo when it comes to Labour. Well, I do hope everyone has a good upcoming day. Bless the Thursday. Good way to see you. It's been Shadowy to one angry pagan.